The smell of burning flesh cuts through the night air. A woman screams not once but again and again. Her face is pressed against an iron plate glowing red. A mark is carved into her forehead forever for one crime. That crime was escape. This was not a battlefield punishment. This was not for treason or murder. It was for women who tried to run away, women who fled their husbands, their masters, their fate branded on the forehead like cattle. In medieval Europe, law was written in fire, and iron. The body was a canvas of justice. The forehead became the billboard of shame. Escape was rebellion against the order of men and God. Picture the streets of a medieval town, narrow cobbled roads filled with the stink of animals and smoke. The crowd gathers whenever punishment is announced. A drumbeat signals the branding. The condemned woman walks chained through the throng, her eyes dart searching for mercy. But mercy is not written in this city. Only law. Her forehead is bare, waiting for the iron. The air tastes of ash. The iron hisses like a serpent when pressed into the flames. The woman hears only her heartbeat louder than the crowd. Her skin tingles, already anticipating the burn. She can smell her own fear, salty and metallic. The moment hangs in unbearable silence until the iron descends. But here lies the question: why brand the forehead? Why not the hand, the shoulder, the back? Why mark the one place no veil could cover, whose gaze demanded such permanent shame? From the victim we move to the executioner, the blacksmith whose hands forged weapons now, holds justice. His arms steady his face. Cold the crowd cheers, not him, but the law. Then the eyes of the crowd themselves, mothers clutching children, fathers whispering warnings, children staring wide with fear. The punishment was theater, a performance etched in human flesh. Yet whispered in the alleys was a darker tale. Some brands were not justice, but vengeance. Some marks burned not by law but by jealous husbands or cruel lords, a punishment twisted into private revenge. The twist emerges: branded women did not vanish, they were forced to live with the mark. A branded forehead meant exile in plain sight. No market would sell to them, no inn would house them. Yet some used the mark as rebellion. They walked with it as a crown, a scar that screamed, I survived. Legends grew. Some said the brand marked witches, others claimed it was a mark of lust, a sign of women who fled to lovers or to freedom. Scholars argue whether the brand was law or myth, a ghost of patriarchal fear etched into skin. The truth may be a blend of law, cruelty, and story. Imagine the girl of 16 taken from her home, forced into marriage, branded when she tried to run. Imagine the mother, whose only crime was fleeing abuse, her face forever burned. Imagine the silence of their nights, when mirrors became prisons. These were not numbers, they were lives. Each scar was a heartbeat silenced in fire. Outside the walls, children laughed, chasing geese. Merchants sang of silks and spices. Bells rang for weddings and feasts. Life went on bright and ordinary, while branded women passed by, invisible, branded, yet erased. The cruelty stood sharper against the normal joy of the city. And then the darkest twist: some towns created registers of branded women, names etched in books like property. Some marks even carved letters onto skin: a B for adulterous, F for fugitive. Their flesh became records, living documents of shame. Humanity replaced by symbols, a woman erased by one burning stroke. Think of this when you pass a mirror or look into another's eyes. What would it mean if your skin carried your mistakes forever? What if freedom itself was carved as crime? To brand a woman was to brand humanity itself. It asked one question louder than the flames: is justice protection, or is justice control? And if the forehead was marked with fire, what of the tongues cut the ears, severed the eyes, blinded? Another story waits, another cruelty hidden in plain sight. The brand on the forehead was more than iron, it was the fire of control, the smoke of fear, and the silence of rebellion. History carved in human skin, history we cannot unsee. If this story unsettled you, if it made you think about freedom and control, then share it, spread it so forgotten voices are heard again. Like the video if you want these truths uncovered, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories where history's scars speak louder than its silence.